as a profession, we need to continue to evolve and develop as a profession. And so we welcome changes. It's just that, much like in this particular case, I believe there is a rush to get something on the books, and we're seeing some unintended consequences. But these laws went into effect yesterday. So no officer wants to be the test subject for what the interpretation of these words are. And again, understanding that Representative Johnson spoke to what his intent was. Unfortunately, neither he nor Representative Goodman are the ones that will be making charging decisions against an officer, if they use force inappropriately, or if their actions don't comport with this wording. And that's where the concern is, for law enforcement officers.
Being a young man of color should not be a death sentence. Our police officers must, absolutely must.
So the goal was to put together a uniform statewide standard around use of force that prioritized de-escalation and a reasonable care when interacting with the public. Of course, that also meant less lethal enforcement of the law. So making sure that less lethal alternatives were a part of our officers' duty of care. A lot of times you'll have, someone that is suspected of something, and the officer approaches them and tries to make an arrest. The person tries to run away for a number of reasons. We know that many people in Black and brown communities may run just because of fear of the police, and that person is harmed or killed. Like in the case of Jesse Saray in our state, John T. Williams, a number of people that were killed without committing a crime. And so we want to make sure we prevent that by asking a few more questions, getting probable cause before an arrest is made. I want to clarify that officers can still pursue the individual based on reasonable suspicion. And if that person runs, then that's obstruction of justice, and the officer can then have probable cause to make an arrest.
Back to that, and then obviously 1310 is a huge one with the new use of force, and no longer can you use of force on reasonable suspicion, or even in a situation where you, especially in remote counties. I mean, we have places here in Chelan County where you might not have backup for 20-30 minutes in a specific situation, and you could have an officer safety issue where you haven't established probable cause, but at the same time you might need to detain that person and put them in handcuffs and pat them down for everyone's safety.